What's up, ACC? It's Angie, your children's minister, with the Kidszone lesson for April 19th. Guess what? We are going to go back to our normal lessons in the Gospel Project. So remember that we just learned about Daniel. The people of Judah were exiled to Babylon. They were there for 70 years. And now we're going to learn about what happened after all of those years. I actually have two beginning activities, depending on your class. For We Worship, you can play Follow the Leader. Play it inside or play it outside for some extra fun. For Junior Church, you can play Simon Says. I think you all know how to play that, and be sure to give everyone a chance to lead. For each game, though, you're going to call the leader Zerubbabel. He is one of the main characters in our story. Speaking of our story, let's talk about our lesson. This comes from the book of Ezra, chapters 1, 2, and 3. God said that the Israelites would have to stay in Babylon for 70 years, but then he would bring them back home. God kept his promise when a new king came to power. King Cyrus made a new rule that the Israelites could come back home and rebuild their temple. God's people were free, so they started walking. A man named Zerubbabel led them. It was a long journey that lasted about 4 months. When they got to Jerusalem, each family set up its house. Then the people met together to start rebuilding God's temple. God had special laws for how to build the temple, and the people were careful to obey them. The priests made the altar in the same place the old one had been. The workers made the foundation, or the bottom of the temple. The people were so happy. They shouted and sang songs to God. God is good, he is loving, and always will be. The sounds of people shouting and crying was so loud that it could be heard far away. And that leads us into our activity. I have 2 different activities for you this week too. The first one is to make a city scene. Grab some construction paper and cut out different sized rectangles. Make some of them big for buildings and make some of them small for windows. Then get another piece of paper and glue the rectangles down to make your own city. The Israelites were rebuilding their city in our story. Our second activity is to experiment building on some different kinds of foundations. First, grab some blocks. And then think of different foundations that you can build on. Some can be easy, like a book, or a hard floor, maybe even a table. Then try some more difficult foundations, like a pillow, a carpeted floor, or an uneven surface. Have fun with that one. Talk about why it's easy or hard to build on these different foundations as a family. The Israelites built the foundation of the temple in our story. A strong foundation makes a strong building, and the Israelites wanted the temple to last a long time. Story of the Week card. Our game is all about silly rules. You're going to play a board game as a family, but completely change the rules to it. Play Candyland backwards. Assign different colors than the cards say. The king made a new rule to let the Israelites go home. At dinner one night, talk about how it would feel to be away from home for 70 years. We can kind of relate to what the Israelites are experiencing since we're away from our normal lives right now too. But think of what it would be like for 70 years. Then for the family activity, we're going to create an obstacle course. Make it challenging, so go over chairs and under tables, around objects, and so on. Make sure everyone completes the course, parents too. God's people had to travel a long way to get back to Jerusalem. Don't forget to pray every single day with your family. And parents, don't forget to join us at 9 p.m. every night for ACC's Facebook Live prayer time. And that's it for this week, guys. Next week, we will talk about the temple being completed. We've also got some special projects that we can't wait to tell you about. But for now, I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.